So once we wake up from the dream, once we've given up notions of the world and self, we get in touch with the pure something that is going on. It is not right to consider that death is a state of bliss on account of the total destruction of the self. Death is between apostrophes here. So here we're talking about the death of the dream, or the death of the hold of the dream. And it's often described as a state of bliss. And it's something which I've never felt completely in agreement with. So this passage here seems to be saying the same. That it's not correct to describe it as a state of bliss. You don't exist in a state of bliss. Bliss might be the original response to the realization of the dream. And there's other ways of understanding bliss. But I think describing it as bliss normally leads to a misunderstanding. It is a state of void, like space. This vision of samsara will arise again. If there is fear on account of evil actions, the consequences are the same here or there. So here or there, here is in the realization. There's still stuff going on. There's still stuff going on. There's still feelings going on. And these feelings can hook us in, hook us back into samsara. Hence there is no vital distinction between life and death. And this is also the distinction between nirvana and samsara. Knowing this, one attains peace of mind. We are not identifying with our ego and with our psychophysical organism. We're identifying with the something that is going on, which is pure awareness. When this perception of division ceases, the vision of oneness arises. This is known as liberation. Whether this creation is or is not, there is then both a total understanding of the absence of objects and the experience of the indivisibility of the infinite. When thus the object and therefore the subject is unrealized, then there is great peace. In the Supreme Self, of course, there is neither bondage nor liberation. One who thus realizes the truth attains nirvana. This very world appearance, which is but the slight movement in consciousness, is also realized as nirvana by him. This realization of the something that is going on is big. This is the vajra-samadhi. It's the unshakable realization. And when seated in this diamond throne, what is normally construed of as reality becomes small. It's like the mosquito on the elephant's back. It's a slight movement in consciousness, it's an agitation which wants to be identified with. But this is also nirvana. The whole process of identification, the process by which consciousness loses itself, is the very nature of consciousness. This is nirvana, this is Brahman. He realizes that this creation is not diversity, but is pure Brahman only.